Hello and welcome to Flashback, a weekly look at stories from years gone by. BC salmon has always been a contentious topic, and in 1995, Prince Rupert even saw a blockade stopping an Alaskan ferry from docking. Why stop the Alaskan ferry? Why don't we let the blockaders answer that as we head back to July 10th of 1995?
This was the scene in Prince Rupert Harbor yesterday as gillnet fishermen blocked the Alaska ferry Taku from docking. The fishermen are fed up with Alaska. The state is not reducing its salmon catch, which is making a mockery of conservation efforts in BC. Federal Fisheries Minister Brian Tobin is coming to the province Wednesday to explain Canada's response. Several people from organizations supporting the protest turned out at Fairview Dock.
We want to make sure that the Canadian government is aware of it. And our Minister of Fisheries has said that he wants to see the fishermen. Well, here we are. Here they are. They're out there showing that we have grave concerns about our livelihood here. And we want to at least get some kind of fairness from the Alaskans so that we can be at least a little bit more comfortable in our season this year.
We want the world to know that we're frustrated. We've put up with this problem since the treaty was signed. The treaty was signed. The Americans were supposed to reduce, the Alaskans particularly were supposed to reduce their interceptions of our fish, and in fact they have done the opposite. They've increased their interception of our fish, and it just must stop.
The problem, according to one industry source, is that Alaska has opened a new fish area.
Where they had a local fleet up there, was a properly managed fleet. In the last few years, because of political problems in the southern states, a great number of fishermen have moved into Alaska and created a new interception fishery in what's called Area 104, which is on the west coast of Alaska. That's a new fishery. That's a new interception fishery that Alaska's government is actually promoting and allowing to grow.
And we would like to see Minister Tobin levy a tenfold increase on the transit tax. That seems to be about the only thing that's getting the U.S.'s attention. It had been raised by some other people. Gitskans were talking about being selective who they let through, and that was also raised with the Alaska ferry system and the barge system and that. There are a lot of things that could be done that people don't want to do. What we're looking for is cooperation from Alaska, not a confrontation.
There's a lot of sockeye and other species coming in here and being processed by our own company. To me, that's wrong. We talk about the Americans overfishing, yet we let them send the fish over to BC, and we have to can those bloody salmon. And I think that's one of the areas we have to be looking at. Do we allow them to continue to do that, or do we just let them rot on their own side of the border? So.
And perhaps the most telling comment of the day came from a Washington State tourist who was waiting for the Alaska ferry.
In a few years, the fish will be all gone, and then they can sit there and blame each other.
Everyone's now waiting for Fisheries Minister Tobin to impose penalties which will prompt Alaska to end what one industry source calls the rape of BC salmon stocks. John Bulger, First News, Prince Rupert.